Hello, magical beings! For those of you who are new here, in these videos we're talking about the codes, structure, and philosophy of the Dreamspell Calendar based on the ancient Mayan calendar. This is much more than simply a calendar. It's a synchronometer, a tool to help us map out synchronicity, giving us a set of codes through which we can experience synchronicity on a much more profound level. It helps us enter into the fourth dimensional mind. In the fourth dimension, time is radial and cyclical. It's past, present, and future all together. It's all the déjà vus and synchronicities, and it doesn't operate at all linear. It's all of time happening all at once. The Dreamspell helps us match our 3D frequency ranges with the frequencies of the fourth dimension. The Dreamspell is composed of two calendars, the 30-moon calendar and the Tzolk'in, and you can learn more about their structure in the videos called The Structure of the 30-moon calendar and The Structure of the Tzolk'in. In today's video, I wanted to talk about pulsars, what they are, and how they interact with wavespells, which are a 13-day cycle representing a fourth dimensional 13-tone cosmology based on the 13 lunar tones. I explain more about wavespells in the video called The Structure of Wavespells, and about the 13 lunar tones in the video The 13 Lunar Tones. The 13 units of the wavespell cycle correspond to the lunar tones because of their etheric and vibrant consistency. Remember, time is a frequency and numbers are holographic units. The wavespell is the cyclical format of fourth dimensional time, establishing the primary 13 components of the language of the fourth dimensional time. So first, let's understand what pulsars are. Pulsars define different geometries of time. They extend the mind and synchronize it with different timing sequences. The pulsars reveal to us the unity of the four dimensions throughout time and can be associated with any scale of 13. 13 days, 13 months, 13 years, just like a wavespell can also be associated with different units of time. 13 is a prime number divided only by itself. For the Mayans, 13 is the Galactic prime number, the interdimensional key. The best way to understand what pulsars are is by looking at a wavespell. Like I said, each of the units of the wavespell corresponds to one of the 13 lunar tones, and it's composed of two gates. The magnetic gate and the cosmic gate being the entrance and exit points of the wavespell. Then we have two towers corresponding to the overtone and the solar tones. The towers and the gateways basically give the wavespell its structure. I'm going to use as an example the wavespell that we are currently in, the wavespell of the Blue Eagle. And I'm going to color code the units within the wavespell to make it visually more easy. The structure of wavespells is constructed out of 4 sets of pulsars. We have a 1D pulsar, the life pulsar, corresponding to the lunar, rhythmic, and planetary tones. We have a 2D sense pulsar corresponding to the electric, resonant, and spectral tones. Then we move into the 3D mind pulsar, connecting the self-existing, the galactic, and the crystal tones. And finally, we have a 4D time pulsar corresponding to the gates and towers of a wavespell, meaning the magnetic, overtone, solar, and cosmic tones. So the first dimensional life pulsar consists of the entire physical and material reality, the biogeochemical realm, or geobiology. The second lunar tone polarizes, attaining rhythmic flow through the 6th rhythmic tone, completing itself through the perfect manifestation of the 10th planetary tone, manifesting the biospheric form, the first dimension. The second dimensional sense pulsar consists of the psychophysical realm of senses, which can be understood as the realm of electricity, sense organs, condition perception, and perception provides the construct from which reality is mentally woven. Through the third electric tone, we activate the sensitivity of life, which attains resonant capacities through the seventh resonant tone, completing itself in a spectral liberation of form through the 11th spectral tone, thus sensitizing life energy. Now we have entered into the second dimension. The third dimensional mind pulsar embodies the mental realm, which can be understood as the cooperative cosmic order. The third dimension is actually mind, but mind as form, mind manifested in the exterior. Through the fourth, self-existing tone, sensitized life becomes mentally formative and attains galactic integrity and harmony through the eighth galactic tone, completing itself in a crystalline order of form complexity through the 12th crystal tone. Now we have entered in the third dimension. The fourth dimensional time pulsar is all about time, representing the fourth dimensional time, which unifies purpose through empowerment, through the magnetic and overtone tones, and magic flight through intention, through the solar and cosmic tones. This pulsar informs and regulates the previous three pulsars. Within the fourth dimension, we have no atoms or molecules, but something more like a constant fluidity of patterns. So, the first dimension is what we refer to as life dimension on a molecular level, that with the second dimension, what we call electricity, creates the third dimensional plane of existence. Being electrical, the second dimension accounts for the construct of the perception organs and is directly related to the fourth dimensional electrical body or holon. These four sets of pulsars define the synchronically interconnected realms of the four dimensions. You'll notice that when we connect all the pulsars together, the fourth dimensional time pulsar draws out a tetrahedron, which is one of the primary geometrical structures. And then what comes out of 1D, 2D, and 3D pulsars are triangles. The first triangle is the life triangle, the second is the sense triangles, and the third is the mind or form triangle. Basically, 1D, 2D, and 3D pulsars create the three dimensions, but all of them are interacting together because of the structure offered by the fourth dimension. And remember, the way I color-coded the wave spell is just one of the four ways in which this can be done, because we have four main colors. The order of the colors always stays the same, just the correspondence of the colors to the lunar tones can change. I speak more about the meaning of the four main colors in the video called The Four Clans. So going back to our example of the Blue Eagle wave spell, in the first dimension of life, we have the yellow warrior, yellow sun, and yellow seed, creating the first triangle. Then, for the second dimension of senses, we have the red earth, red dragon, and red serpent, creating the second triangle. Then, we move towards the third dimension of mind, where we have the white mirror, white wind, and white whirlbridger, creating the third triangle. And finally, in the fourth dimension of time, we have the blue eagle, the blue storm, blue knight, and blue hand, forming the tetrahedron. There are many ways we can interpret this, correlated to the meaning that each of the archetypes carries. You can watch the video called The 20 Solar Seals for a brief introduction into the meaning of these archetypes. But just to give an example of interpretation, during the 13 days of the Blue Eagle wave spell, the fourth dimensional time is activated by the Blue Eagle, which opens our perception to see the bigger picture and interconnectedness within the collective, empowered by the transformative powers of the Blue Storm that frees our consciousness from all of the unconscious programs, with the intention of introspection and shadow work brought forth by the Blue Knight. And the cycle is closed through the manifestation of our wisdom into form through the Blue Hand. Being the color blue, all of this cycle, it's about transforming our perception of time. Then, the dimension of life, the first dimension, challenges us through the energy of the yellow warrior that seeks to understand the truth that lies at the foundation of life, balanced by the yellow sun, which enlightens us to see the divine aspect of existence down to the smallest particle, manifested through the power of growth of the yellow seed, which contains the hologram of the plant it's going to turn into. Moving forward to the second dimension of senses, they are activated through the presence of the red earth, tuned to the red dragon archetype, which helps us to birth a new understanding of how our perception shapes our reality, and liberate it from all of the toxins in our body that drench our senses and alter our perception through the red serpent. And finally, in the third dimension of mindless form, the form we create is the reflection of our inner world, as the white mirror teaches us, harmonized with the mystical wisdom of life revealed by the white wind, leading to the universalization of form through the white whirlbridger, the power of embracing the cycles of life and death. By learning the nature and the structure of the pulsar codes, we can open up to a galactic science to rediscover our cosmic memory. So, I'll be making another video about pulsars because there are still many things to say about them. This is kind of where the Dreamspell gets a little bit more complex, and I want to make sure that you guys understand what they're all about. If you have any other further questions about the Dreamspell, or if you want to decode your galactic signature and understand more about yourself, you can write me a message either on my Facebook page or on my email. Until the next time, I'm wishing you a very visionary day in Lak'Ech.